So today is the 1st of September 2023, and if you live in South Africa, you would know that the 1st of September is the first day of spring, and we call it Spring Day. But globally, we also call this day Arbor Day, and the first week of spring is normally Arbor Week. And right here in Bushes Arbor, you know that we contribute to Spring Day or Spring Day or Arbor Day. So if you want to know what we're going to do this year, stay tuned because I'm going to show you exactly how we will be contributing to Spring Day 2023. Samanan tumelang mulweni abusheni ni macharoni. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, good day, goeiedag. Awe master kinders, my name is Winston and welcome back to my channel Bushes Arbor. On this channel we discuss everything relating to small scale farming and those small projects that you can do yourself, save on some money and enjoy the fruit of your labor. And in today's video we're going to show you all about our contribution to Spring Day 2023. And if you are not familiar with Spring Day or Arbor Day as we normally call it, back in the day when I was still small, primary school, Spring Day, or rather Arbor Day, is normally you do two things, one of two things. It's either you plant a tree or you go out and you pick up all the litter. Spring Day or Arbor Day was introduced to clean out our environment, or rather to purify our environment. With all the pollution happening, our oxygen levels are dropping. So by planting more trees, we are allowing for more oxygen in the world, and also to pick up the litter, we are also reducing the carbon, whatever they call it, just to increase the oxygen. So this year's Spring Arbor Day is a little bit more sentimental for me, all right, and for everyone here at Bushes Arbor, and I will share that with you. But before we get that, let me just give you an update regarding our previous year's Spring Day contribution. Now, Spring Day 2022, we planted three trees, right? It was planted in buckets that we brought from our previous house. I don't know why this paper is laying there. We don't have litter around here, but well, it's Spring Day, so we're gonna pick that up as well. So we brought it from the previous house. I planted 3 trees in buckets, 2 mulberry trees and 1 avocado tree. That is the only tree that survived since last year, and it's already starting to bud. Around springtime, then you will see bud starting. Here's another tree next door. I still don't know what this is, but you can see in spring the buds are starting to come out, starting to bud and bloom and all that. And this tree is also coming out of its dormant state right now. The mulberry tree that we planted 2 mulberry trees. 1 mulberry tree was taken out by the dogs, and I know it's the dogs because there was a hole dug up right next to the tree, so they took out the tree. And right over here I planted the avo tree, and our avo tree just died completely. It completely died because our environment, the weather around here in the Val is not for avo trees. So what I've done here, I replaced that somewhere in this year. I replaced it with, I don't know what the English word, I will look for it now. I'll put it up on the screen, but in Afrikaans we call it a kweper tree. My mother-in-law gave me some kweper trees from Northern Cape. I planted some in there. I planted 1 in there. There's another one in there. She gave me a bunch, and all the tires that you see around here, those are kweper trees. I'll put the English name, like I said, on it. And I took 1 and I placed it over here. And I put tires here just to prevent the dogs from digging, because that stem came from this one and they were digging out. You can see the ground there. The dogs were digging it out. So I took 1 stem and I planted it right over there. Avo tree gone, 1 mulberry tree gone, and this is the only survivor of the mulberry trees. So why is Arbor Day 2023 so sentimental for us? Well, the 20th of August, 2 weeks ago, I lost my grandmother. My grandmother passed away And last week Saturday, today is the 1st of September, it is a Friday. Last week Saturday we laid my grandmother to rest. And let me take a step back. Last year I mentioned that this year spring day I actually wanted, because we have a lot of white white rose trees here in the driveway. I planned on buying some red rose trees to plant for this year. And it seems like with my grandmother passing, and God works in mysterious ways, my wife's colleagues bought her something. Let me show you. Let me stop talking and show you. So normally for funerals we buy people some flowers, or the bereaved family, we buy them some flowers, to help them through the difficult time. And my wife's colleagues bought this in a nice pot, and their message to us was we should plant these over in memory of my grandmother, and that is very special to us. So to my wife, I'm not going to mention the company's name, but to my wife's colleagues and friends and managers and everybody that works with them, I really appreciate that. This means a lot. Just saying this brings tears to my eyes, because it's still sad. It's still touching us. So who knew that last year I wanted to plant red rose trees, and here you gave us pink roses just to break the white in the driveway. So I'm going to be planting this in memory of my grandmother, and also as a contribution to our Arbor Day 2023. Let's get back to work. So I don't know how the flowers are in that pot. Is it one flower? Is it different stems? But I made 2 holes already, and I added some water. You need to give some water so that when you plant it here, that the roots cannot be, you don't shock the roots. You give it some nice, plant it in a wet hole in there. So we gave it some water. So let's go and see, when we open up that pot, what we find. So normally when you deal with a potted plant, you want to squeeze it a little bit here at the bottom, just to loosen the soil, and then you just give it a nice tug, and then you can grab it by the base. Remember, rose bushes have thorns, so you just grab it by the base. Just be careful, and there you have everything out. So because I made only 2 holes, I can see that these are different stems. So I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit, but I want to loosen it over the hole so that I don't lose some of this good soil. I want this soil to also be in the hole. So let me go and do that, and then I'll show you what I'll do there. So I'm definitely gonna split these flowers so I can make a little bit more. I can get more out of it. So I just want to gently loosen the soil and not hurt the roots. Alright, I just want to loosen it a little bit. It's still wet because we were giving it water. So what we can do is we can split it in 2, and there you go. So there we have 1, and then we can have I don't want to split it one, so let's split it into 3. Alright, let's split it into 3. So here I have 1, I have 2, and then I have 3 right over there. I'm going to place this here on the side. All I want to do here right now is, so this also is like two next to each other. I can split these as well, but I don't want to break the roots. I want it to grow nicely. So what I'm going to do right now is, I already have some, so this is a bit too deep. So what I'm going to do is put this in here, and then I'm going to cover it with some soil. I'm going to cover it with soil, and then I'm just gonna compress. Just wanna compress the soil around it, and that is rose tree number 1 is done. It is planted, and then all I want to do is give it some water. And that is rose tree number 1 is done. Let me plant the rest and I'll show you exactly what it looks like when I'm done with the other 2. So right over here I'm done. That's plant number 1, that's plant number 2, and that's plant number 3. And how the previous owners planted this was this bushes, dry bushes that you see in the middle. It's actually some onion grass, you know, it smells like onion in between. So stay tuned, because I've done a video. I'll leave a link top left, top right hand corner. You will see there's a link where I actually showed how to prune your rose trees. I've done all of these trees. I'll show that you can watch that video. And in that video I mentioned that in a couple of it's only like 2 weeks later, as you can see, that nothing has happened as yet, because it's not even 2 weeks, it's a week later that I've trimmed these trees. So in a few months I will come and show you what these trees look like after trimming them, and then I will also show you what this pink flowers or pink roses looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tires around it just to prevent the dogs from digging it out. And then again, to my wife's colleagues at work and friends, thank you very much. Really, you don't have no idea what this means to us. It is really very sentimental, and I have to say thank you, because you are a part of that journey with us, and I will keep you all up to date in terms of how these rose trees are growing. And as they grow, we know that my grandmother grows within our hearts as well. So on a lighter note, it is also my wife's brother's birthday today, spring day. So shout out to my swar. In Afrikaans we say swar. Swar in English is my brother-in-law, and that's what I call him, swar. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed it all the way down in Cape Town. You're probably working by now. It is a Friday though, so don't work too hard, and I wish you nothing but God's richest blessings upon your life. Shout out to you and enjoy your day as well. But we've come to the end of this video. This is our contribution to Spring Day 2023. Like I say, very sentimental to us, very dear to us. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I can't even think as to say. Last year I said this year I'm gonna plant some red roses. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing next year, because God decides otherwise. So if you want to know what's gonna happen, Arbor Day 2024, God willing, I'm still here, living and kicking and alive. You just have to tune in until then to see what we're going to do for next year. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give me the thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed us yet, please destroy that subscribe button and the notification bell, so you can be notified whenever we have a new update. And if you are also, if you have green fingers and if you are an expert in terms of gardening and rose trees and stuff like that, please comment down below. Tell me what you think. And also, you can see the garden is a bit neglected, but in a few months time, when we give you the update in terms of the rose trees, you will see what the difference, just a little bit of rain, just a little bit of warmth, and attention to the garden does to your garden. So stay tuned for that for a couple of weeks where I give you an update. But it's from me for now. Until next time, keep well, stay safe, stay blessed, away.